This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
You know, when people reach out and ask for help and it's something as simple as, hey, shipping her a box of tampons.
The one thing about this girl is she's never asked me for anything. She may have hinted about tampons.
It is the 217 Recovery Podcast, July 11th, 2020. My name is Corey Winfield. Joining me on the phone, my comrade, the original co-host, 217 Recovery Podcast, talking about my man, Rob Larsen. Rob, how are you today?
Hey, Corey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm excited to have you on today. It's our guest week, and I pegged you. Well, I didn't peg you, ever. I'm not into pegging. But I said, I want Rob on Saturday. So, and then you're on today, so I appreciate it.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate the invite, man. I really support this, man. You yourself, I've said it before, have dealt with life on life's terms, regardless of good, bad, or in between, and you kept pushing forward with this, man, and you've made it real, dude, because I feel like it was yesterday when you and I were in room 217 and you were talking about all this, and it sounded good, it sounded good hearing it and everything, and I'm like, well, I really hope that he follows through with this, but, we'll see, and you have, man, and it sounds like you've been doing really good things. It looks like you've been doing really good things on social media and getting the word out there. I couldn't be more happy and proud of you, dude.
Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that, man. And when you're in early recovery, when you're in those rooms, like we were in room 217, and, things get thrown out, and in early recovery, you get that pink cloud, and everything's so great because you haven't used in a while, and man, it's just awesome to wake up and feel, and then you start feeling, and you're like, man, I don't like this feeling. I feel angry. I feel scared. I feel whatever, and then you kind of run from it. But, a lot of people say, hey, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and it's not that they don't mean it. It's just it's easy to kind of lose focus sometimes, and, thanks to you, thanks to Matt, everybody who started it out with us, and then Anna's still going strong with her blog, and she does her podcast whenever. But, you guys really helped me too, and without you guys, I probably wouldn't have done it. There's a lot of things, and I was thinking about it the other day, even Jason DeBeck, who owns Nathan's House. Like, if he never got the inspiration, which was kind of sad inspiration, but, him and his wife, if they didn't start Nathan's House, I wouldn't be here. 217 Recovery wouldn't be here. So, I mean, it's like one of those little things in a long list of if that wouldn't have happened, if that wouldn't have happened, if that wouldn't have happened, then we wouldn't have happened. And those things did happen. So kind of like COVID-19, right, Rob?
Oh, man, yeah, right? Really, dude. And it's true. Like you said, there's a lot of components that come into play in recovery. It seems like, I'm going on, I should know the exact amount of days, I don't know, 4 months and some odd days without, heroin, opiates, I'll say. I went through some therapy as far as a PTSD program. I went through it, did written exposure therapy, and it helped me out profoundly as far as taking my thoughts and trying to process, because we as alcoholics and addicts are probably some of the most deep felt, empathetic people, and we get angered easily, we get pissed off about this, that, the other thing, we get sad, we get happy. It's like a roller coaster, and that's what I've been dealing with for so many years and didn't really know what the heck was going on, because, as they say, addiction is a symptom of something else going on. So I was kind of able to get to the root of just a little bit of some of the things that I've seen that aren't really so good. And kind of unfortunate society and humanity at its worst.
And I was just talking to my girlfriend's dad about that. I was just talking to my girlfriend's dad about that, about how times are just crazy right now, and we've never experienced this stuff. He's never experienced this stuff. And then you throw in some addiction on top of that. Okay, so I'm supposed to be in recovery, then all of a sudden I can't go anywhere. I'm isolating. The world's changing. I might have lost my job. Now I'm getting unemployment, $600 a week, and whoa, this is kind of nice. And who says I can't go use? And I know how to get rid of these problems, and it's a bad recipe, man. And that's why I recommend everybody go to treatment and use 217 Recovery Transportation.
Dude, that was an awesome plug, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. 217 Recovery Transportation. Hopefully you will grow in this, get outside the greater Traverse City, Petoskey, northern Michigan area to all over Michigan.
Oh, we will. We'll go like right now, like we only have one driver, but that's fine. That's me. And I'm cool with it, man. I'll drive anywhere. I don't care. If somebody's in Michigan, I'll go get them, take them. Like, it's cool. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a really good gig that you've got set up, man. And being a 501c3 nonprofit, dude, that's awesome, man. Because going back to all of this, everything that's been going on in the world and the madness, the uncertainty, and the fear, it's being manifested in a lot of different ways. And I'm not going, just so I can put it out there so that anybody listening gets the right idea about me, I'm not going to one side or the other on all of this, which is unfortunately, it seems the powers that shouldn't be are trying to get people to do, and especially addicts and alcoholics, like I said, that are super, super emotional, super deep feeling, and empathetic, may feel like they're being trapped between a rock and a hard spot. And it's like, I've been labeled by my own sister now a racist because I stand for any kind of movement that's separating us further as a country, as people, as communities, and as families, and it's really, really unfortunate, dude. And hopefully anybody listening that can, empathize with this, that's feeling alone and feeling like, geez, oh man, I'm in my own head. We're being forced to isolate. What the hell can I do? Really, and I'm going to keep doing what I have been doing, and that's prayer and meditation. Every morning I didn't meditate, but I did say my prayers and my what I'm grateful for, and that seems to carry me a little bit throughout the day until I start getting in my own head, which is a dangerous place. So I always have to keep telling myself, stay out of your own head, dude. You know where it's gotten you in the past, and really, man, that's why I say I did a social, check this out, Corey. I did a social experiment on Facebook. Yeah, dude, I did a social experiment on Facebook, right? And I figured, hey, why not? My degree is in psychology. I'm going to try to use it for something. And hey, why not use a social platform for a social experiment? Well, I put a few things, and you can check out my wall, that may be considered very controversial. And there was only 2 or 3 of them, but I knew that I would get a certain reaction from certain people, and that's exactly what I was trying to do. Now, the reason being behind this is because I haven't posted it yet, but I'm going to come out and post it probably today. I was looking for a reaction. I was looking to see what people would get pissed off, what people wouldn't, so forth and so on. A lot of people might be pissed off at me because they're like, oh, you're manipulating me. Well, yes, I was. And the reason being behind it is because, unfortunately, the lines are being blurred, dude. And the reason why I'm saying all this, Corey, is because what this boils down to, man, is that the old term goes, united we stand, divided we fall. And there's just a lot of lines that are being blurred with confusion. Confusion is turning into fear. Fear is turning into anger. And anger is being manifested in a lot of different ways. And I know a lot of people that are in recovery right now maybe feeling the same way I do. Like, if I don't choose a side, then what support do I have? It doesn't have to be like that. You know, I find that talking with other people that are in recovery, whether it's over a video chat or whatever, feel the same way I do, and they know that recovery, regardless of everything else that's going on, is probably the most important thing. Mm-hmm. Because everything else is going to fall at the wayside, you know. And that's with like the whole spirituality thing. There's spiritual, there's mental, emotional, physical, right? Well, if I'm not staying spiritually connected to my God, which I believe to be loving and caring, the emotional, the mental, the physical, everything else is going to fall at the wayside. So I'm trying to keep it simple, but from everything I just said, it probably sounds like I'm making things complicated as hell, but that's just me.
That's why I love you, Rob. You were the other side of the table, you know, at the podcast when we started, and you know, I miss that, I really do. But I'm going to go back to something that you said. You said your sister tried to paint you as a racist because, you know, not only we have the COVID, we have the Black Lives Matter going on, and I the other day made reference to it, and I accidentally called it All Lives Matter, and the guy was like, "It's not All Lives Matter, it's Black Lives Matter." I was like, "I'm sorry," you know. So no, it was a simple, honest mistake, and you know, maybe it's because I'm, you know, a 42-year-old white man that, you know, I didn't grow up in a racist family. I didn't have that. I don't know, so I don't see it. But I mean, sure, it exists. You know, just like when people, let me see, what's a good example? Okay, when people judge us in recovery, and you know, this is America, and I had this talk with this guy the other day, and he's like, I can hate who I want to hate, and I was, well, okay, yeah, you can. People discriminated against us in recovery. You know, I applied for a grant in Charlevoix, and they said, well, no, because you have recovery in your name, and that's associated with addiction. We don't want to deal with you. And I was like, are you missing the whole point here? You know, like, that's who we're trying to help, you know, like people in active addiction, people in early recovery, that's who we're trying to reach. That's who we're trying to help, and, you know, to get the message out there that we don't have to go hide anymore. I'm in recovery. I chose a better life. I'm good with that. I don't know how somebody could discriminate against us, but clearly I felt discriminated against. So, you know, on that aspect, yeah, it sucks. I didn't like that feeling, but, you know, when you are dealing with racial issues and, you know, people are judging you, and, you know, if I went to Benton Harbor, Michigan, and I applied for some jobs, I might get some. I might not get some because I'm white. You know, then I would feel that discrimination that, you know, many African Americans or, you know, the minorities feel. Sometimes I feel like a minority, though, and you could say, well, how do you feel like that, Corey? Or, you know, you just said you're a white 42-year-old man. Yeah, but I've never been married. I don't have any kids. You know, when I needed assistance from the state, it's like, hey, can I get on food stamps? No. And a lady in Benton Harbor told me, well, you white, you can go get a job at Whirlpool. And I was like, well, I don't want to get a job at Whirlpool, thanks. You know, and I felt discriminated against, you know, like, since I don't have kids, since I am white, you know, this stuff should be already given to me. I already should have that. I'm starting with that. And maybe in some aspects, yeah, I do start with an advantage over other people, but I don't know. It just seems like I don't feel it as much. Maybe because, I know what it is, Rob. I'm poor. Damn it. See, now I'm going to discriminate against rich people. But that's not what I'm trying to do here. But you said your sister kind of made light of that, and did it have something to do with the Black Lives Matter?
Well, yeah, it did, because
was it the flag?
Well, you know, I I had posted, and you can check on my wall, and you'll